Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of your OGR, as today is game 43 as the Edmonton Oilers went up against the Vegas Golden Knights and lost 4-0, and it was a very, very boring game to watch, to say the least, and a game where we got out-coached because Dave Tippett was an absolute moron once again who decided to play Zach Kassian more minutes than Yamamoto and Puljujärvi, ladies and gentlemen. We got the biggest idiot in the room. Woo! I thought I had to let that out there right off the get-go because even last night, it still boggles my brain, and I will probably be yelling about it later on down this video because honestly, it frustrates me a lot to see that Puljujärvi and Yamamoto didn't even get any power play time to compare to Zach Kassian, who did. It boggles my brain why we continue to give chances to Zach Kassian, who continues to be just an absolute bombshell out there. I'm not going to get into it right now. We're going to get into it later on down the video, because if I get into it right now, I will lose my fucking mind, and I don't want to lose my mind right at the start of the video because I want to get into the game and I want to talk about it because there's a lot of other things that are going to blow my brain. Now watching the game, I didn't even have a reaction, honestly. Very disappointed in players like Tyson Barrie, who was just an absolute gong show, who decided to be put up on the top power play unit, and then gave up a goal because he was a fucking moron. But let's get into the game. Let's get into the score sheet before I start losing my mind, because definitely that's most likely going to happen in today's video. So, Mike Smith returned into the Oilers lineup tonight, and he was just not looking himself. And I was expecting this. I don't think any Oilers fan was expecting to see Mike Smith play great. The guy hasn't played in over 2 months now. The guy was going to look like the shell of himself, and he did. He looked like way out of whack, and I think there was an interview by Daniel Nugent-Bowman where he asked Mike Smith on, if he was ready to play, on if he was going to need a conditioning stint, and this is what he said. If I could fucking find it. There you go. So, there was some guy that asked, like, why didn't we send him down to the AHL for a little bit of a conditioning stint? And this is what Smith said. It hasn't crossed my mind once, to be honest. I've had injuries before, and it's not like I've ever been hurt. It'll come back pretty quick, and I'm not too worried about it. Well, Mike Smith, you didn't fucking look amazing, buddy. You did not look amazing. That game was very, very rough by Mike Smith. He was looking out of whack. He was looking very delayed. I'm not no goalie expert. I'm not saying that I am, but he just was not looking very good for the Edmonton Oilers in that net. Now, yeah, there was a 2-on-0 chance, 2-on-1. Yes, those are going to be prime opportunities, but the goal by Pietrangelo and Smith just beat him, and he just did not look good in the net, and I think it would have been good to give him that conditioning stint, especially since he's a 39-year-old goalie and he's already had 2 injuries this year. Like, I don't understand what is our fucking, our hard cocks for fucking Mike Smith. I don't know why, Tippett gets a fucking hard on every time Smith is healthy. He's like, oh, Smith is healthy? I'm putting him back in the lineup, baby. Get in there, buddy. Woo! He's gonna fucking carry the team. Woo-wee! It's like, I don't know why we continue to rely on a 39-year-old goalie is just besides myself. It reminds me so much of when we picked up Nikolai Habibulin and he kept getting injured and we just kept relying on him. It's the same fucking thing where we just decide to ride a goalie into the ground every damn time we get one. And I mean, the same thing's happening with Smith. Smith is near the end of his road. For some reason, we signed him to a multi-year deal, even though we should have signed him to one. Now, I'm not saying anything. This is just one game for Mike Smith. He could totally bounce back in his next. But you never know. Like, he hasn't had an amazing season this year. Like I think it was his past 6 starts or something like that. He's allowed the first goal in like 3 or 4 of his shots. Like, that's not amazing. The guy hasn't played until January 5th, and every time, he's allowed in a goal, the first goal of the game, it's been 3 or 4 shots right off the get-go. And that's the same with Mikko Koskinen. We both haven't been getting great goaltending, and we haven't been able to get off to stellar starts, which is the reason why we allow the first goal every single time, which Brett Howden, which started off the game. He scored his 8th goal of the season. He shot it right through the 5-hole of Mike Smith. It looked like he wasn't prepared for this one, like, at all. Now, it was a 2-on-1, but, like, this was a shot that Mike Smith should have been able to read. Went right through his wickets, and you could definitely see that he looked up in the air and knew that he should have had that one. It is what it is. And then, the second goal, I'm going to yell about this one. And if you're wearing earbuds, be ready. I never usually warn people because usually I don't know when the fuck I'm going to scream, but Tyson Barrie, you're a fucking idiot, man. Holy shit. I don't know what the fuck is in your head, but legit, he's at the point, he receives the pass, he looks right at fucking Riley Smith, and he's directly in front of him. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking take a clap bomb. Boom, and then fucking gets blocked right by Smith. Oh yeah, no shit, Sherlock. He's standing right in fucking front of you. And then it, it generates a 2-on-0. Woo-wee! Oh, fucking great idea, Tippin, to take Barrie off the top power play unit. You're a fucking smartass, buddy. Woo! We got the smartest coach in the world. Fuck! I gotta be sarcastic now with this fucking team because, honestly, I don't even want to get angry about this team anymore. I'm trying not to. Like, I'm trying to make myself laugh because this team is an absolute fucking garbage fire. Like, why the fuck do we put Barrie back on the top power play unit when, first of all, our power play has been like crap over this past month, and Bouchard was the only guy that was actually able to get some shit going on our power play, but yet then we decide to throw Barrie right back up there. Thank God Tippin noticed that he was a fucking idiot and put Bouchard back up on the top power play unit for the rest of the game, but my God, man, how stupid can you be to keep throwing Barrie on the top power play unit? Like, seriously, Tippin, how fucking stupid are you? Like, answer that question for me, man. Like, how can you go from playing Bouchard on the top power play unit, who was playing amazing, to then decide to, throw Barrie back up on there, and then this happens, where William Karlsson scores his 7th goal of the season, and Mike Smith, I'm not going to blame him on this one. I'm blaming Tyson Barrie because he was an absolute idiot and decided to take a big bomb from the point, even though Riley Smith was standing right in front of him. I just don't understand the logic of Barrie. And Barrie, what were you thinking? Like, honestly, man. Like, what were you thinking with, the guy standing right in front of you? Like, usually I'm able to answer this shit by myself and able to get like a logical thought of, like, why they make these these decisions. But I'm not able to. Me and Perlo both aren't able to. If you watched the stream last night, I was mind-boggled by these dumbass coaching decisions. And I still am to this day. Every game I walk into, I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to be ready to my brain to just go into mush tonight. Because that's what it is. These games just turn my brain into fucking mush. And then, the second goal was scored by Pietrangelo. Purely beat Mike Smith with a beautiful snipe. Put them up 3-0. And then Riley Smith with a sharp shot beat Mike Smith once again up in the shoulder, like right through his fucking head. Wasn't able to save that one. And the Vegas Golden Knights won 4-0. And just an absolute disappointing game. Still don't know why we played Tyson Barrie or why we signed him to the fucking contract that we did. An absolute gong show when Bouchard has been playing amazing this year. Pretty good defensively as well. It just boggles my brain why we continue to play Barrie up on the top power play unit when Bouchard has been playing amazing up there and didn't make as big of a mistake as what Barrie did the other night. Like, Bouchard's not gonna fucking shoot it into a guy when the guy is standing right in front of him. I just don't understand that logic. And if anyone in the comment section below wants to explain to me that fucking logic of Barrie thinking, go straight ahead, shoot away. Moving forward, though, let's get into, I guess, analyzing each lineup and talk about it. Of course, near the end of the game, Tippett went back to the formula of, oh, you know what? We're down by a goal, so we're going to throw Draisaitl and McDavid alongside of each other. And, the usual logic of him being a dumbass and not being able to experiment with anything else. I know that is one of our best lines, but it's dumb logic to continue to think that that line is always going to get you out of games when it's clearly not working. It's clearly not working when you throw Draisaitl and McDavid alongside of each other, because you know why? It's fucking predictable. It is legit the most predictable thing ever. Any fan can predict this. And if I'm able to predict that when we're down by 3 goals, you're going to throw initially Draisaitl and McDavid, Yamamoto, or Puljujarvi alongside of them, like, fucking coaches are going to read that and just play their best defensive forwards against that line. It's impossible to do anything with that line. It really is. And it's frustrating to see that continue to happen. It is just absolutely mind-boggling. And one other thing I want to get into. Why the fuck are we playing Zack Kassian the most minutes out of all our right wingers? Answer me this. Seriously, are you playing a joke? Like, seriously, man. Do you fucking watch Zack Kassian out there? Because I do, and what I see out there is an idiot. An idiot standing out there having no confidence. He received a beautiful pass by Draisaitl, had a chance to shoot it, and fucking held on for it for 20 minutes. Decided not to take a shot. It blew my mind. And I don't have an understanding of why we're playing Zack Kassian more minutes than Jesse Puljujarvi, who was playing pretty well out there, played pretty well defensively, had better offensive opportunities, and would have buried a lot of the chances that Zack Kassian had. And why is he playing more minutes than Kailer Yamamoto? It makes no fucking sense to me. Zack Kassian's not a player we play 15 minutes. Oh, maybe because he had 7 hits? I don't fucking care that he hit, that amount of people. I don't care. When he's not doing anything on the ice and is looking like a goddamn abomination, then why are we playing him that amount of minutes? This is the reason why we're never going to be a cup team, because we decide to play idiots like that out there. We are definitely going to lose in the first round, even if we make it to the playoffs this year, for crying out loud. It's a joke. We're getting coached by a guy that just does not fit this team at all. And he continues to play our younger players lower minutes than these stupid vets. It's a joke. Like, why are we playing Tyler Benson in the lineup right now when fucking Devin Shore is our third line center and he is 25% in the faceoff draw? Why are we playing him as that fourth line center? Why? He's not winning faceoffs. He's not doing jack shit out there. What the fuck is he doing? Nothing. But yet we're having Cooper Marody and Tyler Benson. Well, Benson's dwelling up in the fucking press box and Marody's popping off in the AHL. It's absolutely mind-boggling, these head coaching decisions, and playing Barry up on the top unit of the power play and playing Zack Kassian the most minutes out of all our right wingers. Like, Zack Kassian only had to play a minute more and would have been playing the exact same ice time as Zach Hyman. That is a joke. A absolute joke. You know how many times I've been so close to just quitting this fucking team and not, like, cheering for this team anymore? So many times, because the way that they just play with us fans. They built a joke of a team this year, and it's just been an abomination. And this game wasn't even that terrible. Like, we did generate a lot of opportunities, we just weren't able to capitalize on it. We took one shot and then just never got the rebound. And every time we made a pass, it got turned over every single time. Every single time. Moving forward, though, Kane, McDavid, Yamamoto, I thought they were doing quite well. Generated a few opportunities, just weren't able to make very good passes. I don't know why they put, McLeod, Draisaitl, and fucking Kassian alongside of each other. I thought Draisaitl was legit carrying that line. And McLeod as well. I thought McLeod did really well. But I think Draisaitl and McLeod had to carry Kassian, which seems to happen every time. Where, every time Zack Kassian's on the line, he gets carried every single time. It makes no sense to me. Puljujarvi had a really good night alongside of Nuge and Hyman. I thought that was one of our best lines. They played really well defensively. They were one of our best defensive lines, and they were generating a pretty good amount of chances as well. Fogel, Shore, and Ryan, they didn't have too much to complain about. They didn't play a whole lot of ice time. They did generate a few good opportunities. Weren't fantastic defensively, though. Defensively, Nurse and Bouchard didn't have a great night. They had 2 goals against on them. They had a kind of a rough night defensively. Did make some really good decisions defensively, though. Keith and Cece weren't terrible. They looked a little sloppy, though. Keith was dumb at some moments of time trying to dump it out, and he just ended up being turned over. I don't know the logic of Keith. Sometimes he was just being an absolute moron, especially with the puck last night. And in Legason and Barry, they just weren't looking too great either. I just think our entire defensive squad didn't look too amazing last night. They gave up some really good opportunities, which ended up being on 2-on-1s or a 2-on-0. Tyson Barry fault. And Mike Smith, he wasn't fantastic, but that's what we're kind of expecting out of a goalie that hasn't played in over a month. So we were definitely expecting that. Maybe he should have went on a conditioning stint, but I guess I'm not no hockey expert apparently. But yeah, we'll have to hope that we bounce back against the Blackhawks tonight. Should be a good game, and Stuart Skinner should be in the net hopefully instead of Smith. So it should be a good night. Hopefully we get a bounce back win over the Blackhawks. But for now, guys, I'm going to end this OGR here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.